Starting off with 1, the Winged Dragon of Ra, Immortal Phoenix. 1 Winged Dragon of Ra Sphere Mode. 2 times the classic Winged Dragon of Ra. Then 2 times the Slifer. 2 times the Obelisk the Tormentor. 3 times the Guardian Slime to summon out our Egyptian God Slime, and also as a searcher for all the raw spell cards. Then 3 times, I'm gonna say something about it later, 3 times the Dark Beckoning Beast. And 1 time the Chaos Summoning Beast. I'm gonna say something of that if you go to the extra deck. Then 2 times the True Sun God, the best searcher for any raw relevant card. Then 2 times the Destruction God Obelisk Special Summon spell card from the last tin. 2 times Ancient Chant to search our Winged Dragon of Ra from the graveyard deck. 2 times Soul Crossing, very evil card, also quick play spell, so you can even tribute summon your Egyptian god during your opponent's turn. Then 3 times Opening of the Spirit Gates. I'm also gonna say something about that later on. Then from the new set Duelist Nexus, probably the best draw card for this deck. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Tokusano Shinkyojin, because that says you can send monsters that levels equals 10 from your hand or face up field to the graveyard, and then you can draw 2 cards, and all of our monsters, almost all of our monsters are level 10. And if you send the Guardian Slime, you even trigger the effect of Guardian Slime if he gets sent from the hand or field to the graveyard. You can search a raw specific spell or trap card. So our Pot of Greed for this deck. Then 3 times the field spell, the Mount of the Bound Creator, very important card. Protection for all your level 10 monsters. Then 1 Millennium Revelation. 1 Pot of Avarice, yes, that was correct translation. 1 Monster Reborn, also your most important card in combination with Millennium Revelation. 1 Pot of Prosperity. 1 Change of Art. And 1 Foolish Burial to send either Slifer or the Immortal Phoenix to the grave, if you have no other option. Then the traps. 3 times the Revived Sky God to special summon Slifer from the grave and to draw that many cards until both players have 6 cards in their hand, and this card cannot be negated, nor its effects can be negated. And the last 3 are the Metal Reflect Slime, also level 10 Aqua to special summon out our Egyptian God Slime. You may think now, why do you play 3 of those and not the Reactor Slime, who searches this one directly out from the deck? Well, that's because Reactor Slime is a monster effect and it can be easily negated. Of course, that can be also negated. But if you have the field spell, that gives protection to the level 10 monsters, and you have this one set, the field spell is on field, and your opponent wants to destroy this set card or banish this set card or whatever, you can activate it in response, special summon it, and it won't get banished or destroyed if the effect does target, of course, because the field spell is on the field, which protects all level 10 monsters, and the field spell says level 10 monsters or higher cannot be destroyed by card effects and cannot be targeted by card effects. So that's why I play 3 of those. If you don't play the field spell, then you should only play 1 of those and 3 of the Reactor Slimes. So very quick, before you think what the hell is that, for what is that, that's in combination with the Millennium Revelation, because that's a permanent spell, and I don't know if you're familiar with that, but most of the time to special summon out the Immortal Phoenix, you have to send that Millennium Revelation to the graveyard, so you can special summon the Winged Dragon of Ra with Monster Reborn. And if you have that on the fields, the Opening of the Spirit Gates, If you control a level 10 monster, you can add back to your hand one permanent spell from your graveyard to your hand. So that would be Millennium Revelation. That's why we only play one, because most of the time we can always add that one back to our hand via this effect, and we almost always have some kind of level 10 monster on the field, even if it's only this trap card, you know. So that's why we run that, and that's also why we run the Dark Beckoning Beast and the Dark Summoning Beast. Not only cause of that, but also it comes in handy if you already play that. Not side deck, extra deck first, extra deck. Yes, as I said, the Dark Beckoning Beast and Chaos Summoning Beast are almost here to summon, of course, YuGiOh or Relinquished Soul? No, Relinquished Anima. That's the name. Relinquished Anima, very powerful card in my opinion. One monster level 1. Also that thing has Cloud Treeheart, very annoying effect if your opponent does not play that many link effects, mostly here to stall a bit if you really don't have that of a good starting hand. So these three are most of the time the link cards you play. This is just here for a Pot of Prosperity. You can replace it with anything else. That's 2, the Unchained Abomination for Pot of this Prosperity. Sometimes you can need that one, the World Sea Dragon Silantis. Sayuya, one IP and one access code talker. So basically the 3 at the beginning, the YuGiOh, Relinquished Anima, Scareclaw, Treeheart and access code talker are the most of the time you link summon those. The other ones are mostly targets for the Pot of Prosperity. Same thing with Nightmare Phoenix, Nightmare Unicorn, and these 3 cards are the most important, besides the 4 link cards mentioned earlier. Super General Cannon, Gustav Max, because we run a lot of level 10 monsters, and most of the time you special summon the gods via Monster Reborn. And they, of course, have to go then in the end phase, and before they go, you can Xyz summon this one and go for some extra damage. And of course, 3 times Egyptian God Slam. I know sadly it's very expensive, but it will get a reprint in the Rarity collection that will be released in November or October. There finally, this one will get a reprint finally, because it's not funny how expensive this card is right now for a fan favorite deck. Alright, that was the extra deck. And side deck could be very confusing. No, actually, side deck is just in here to build this deck into a pure Winged Dragon of Ra deck. So that's the purpose behind this side deck. So we have 1 additional Soul Crossing, we have 1 Blaze Cannon, we have 2 times Divine Evolution. You can also play Divine Evolution in this deck as it now is. However you want. 1 additional True Sun God, 1 additional Ancient Chant, 1 additional Pot of Avarice. Then, as I said before, 3 times the Reactor Slime. Now there it's better. Then 2 additional Winged Dragon of Ra Sphere Mode, 1 additional Winged Dragon of Ra, and 1 additional Immortal Phoenix. Why that? Because, yes, this also the summon effect and anything else about this card cannot be negated, and no player can activate cards in response to this card's effects activations. But in any game state, at any time, once your opponent have checked what you are going to do with this card in the grave, he can activate any time in the game state Called by the Grave and banish that from the grave. And then your whole Winged Dragon of Ra combo is, I wouldn't say dead, but not that efficient if that is banned and if you have only 1 in your deck. So that's why if you side deck this deck into a pure Winged Dragon of Ra deck, then I personally prefer to play 2 of the Immortal Phoenix. And it also doesn't matter, because even if you draw 2 or 1, you can easily discard the Winged Dragon, the Immortal Phoenix via that one to draw 2. So it doesn't matter at all. You can discard it even with that to add a permanent field spell back, and you can also use it for the Millennium Revelation, which says you have to discard Divine Beast monster to add Monster Reborn. So overall, it's not actually that, doesn't make that much difference if you play 1 or 2. Yes. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. A little bit of background. I hope it helped you a little bit, and let me know what you think about it. And until next time, goodbye.